We begin this yin-inspired short sequence in wide-legged extended child's pose, spending a little extra time here to root down, find breath, notice body. Finally, lifting the head, wiggling fingers. We're going to rise up. We're going to reach the right arm for the ceiling, sweep it under the left, and in our child's pose, fine thread the needle. The left arm will extend forward, sinking down through that left armpit best we can. Hips stay lifted here. Big stretch, so make sure we stay connected to breath. Safe neck. We can always keep the extended arm in closer if that feels better. Finally, bringing the arm back in, reaching that right arm back for the sky. We release down, planting through the right hand. The left arm's going to reach high, twisting here, sweeping the arm underneath the other. Reach, 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 release to the shoulder, extending the opposite arm out. Again, big stretch. It's important that we stay here in the body, mindful of the low back, mindful of the neck, mindful there's not too much pressure down through the grounded shoulder. Finally, we're going to start to wiggle the extended fingers. Bring it back in. Reach that arm back up for the ceiling and release it down. We're going to crawl forward enough to come down to the forearms, coming into forearm table, elbows under shoulders. And we're going to take some cat-cow here on our forearms. I would recommend taking at least 5 rounds here. Moving slower, exaggerating the movements if possible, making sure the knees feel safe and supported, warming up the spine, but also mindful that we're connecting breath and movement. Always inhaling into cow, always exhaling into cat. Finally, we sneak the forearms forward even more, reach the legs back, drop down to the legs and the belly, open the chest, lift the chin, and come into Sphinx pose. From Sphinx pose, maintaining arms, we're going to sneak the right leg off the right side of the mat and flex into the right ankle. Here we come into half frog in our Sphinx. Finally, we're going to lift the right arm, sneak the left hand back, release down, open the chest to the ceiling, and we're going to reach that other arm to the opposite side. We're coming into this half frog spinal twist. Safely bringing that arm back down, leg sneaks back in, regrouping in a little bit of Sphinx. Chest opens, recalibrating the breath. Sneaking the left leg off the left side of the mat, 90-degree angle, flexing into the ankle. Breath steady, big stretch here, staying in the body. Lifting the left arm so we can sneak the right arm towards that left knee. Other arm opens up and reaches outside the opposite side of the mat. Gaze lifts here, safe at the neck. Big twist, big stretch. Breathe. Bringing everything back to Sphinx one final time. Once we've reconnected with the breath, we're going to sneak the knees forward, We're going to lift the elbows and tuck the toes, reach the hips high, and come into a downward facing dog. Any kind of movement that would feel good here. Swaying hips, pedaling legs, shaking out the head a bit. Heels can be lifted or not, but we want to find maybe 5 full breath cycles here. Super mindful of the hands and the shoulders. Finally releasing the knees down, coming to sitting on the ankles, hands at the lap here. Chest broadens. This is called Thunderbolt pose. We'll extend the arms forward. We're going to cross the right arm over the left, make a little X, bend into the elbows, twist to our stop point, finding eagle arms. We're going to lift the elbows again to our stop point. The gaze lifts here as well. Squeezing in the inner thighs for stability, making sure the low back feels safe. Breathe, maybe breathing into the shoulder blades. Releasing, opening, finding big wings. Finally, bringing arms down, hands behind the toes, squeeze the seat, lift the hips for a camel pose variation. Head leans back, chest is open. Release the seat back towards the ankles. Hands come back to the lap. Regroup a little. Arms will extend forward once again. This time crossing the left over the right. Bend the elbows, twisting up for eagle arms. Squeezing inner thighs in, lift the elbows. Releasing the head to hang back slightly here. Again, it's a great idea that you bring lots of breath, big inhales all across the shoulder blade area. Exhaling, releasing the elbows down. Inhale, open up like you want to give a big hug. Release the hands outside the feet or behind the toes. Squeeze the seat, lift the hips. Another camel variation here. Exhale, release the seat. Releasing the torso forward, head comes down, arms draped at the side. More traditional Balasana or child's pose here. Relocating body and breath.